A husband and wife are having issues in the bedroom. The wife can't orgasm because it's too damn hot. I'm a real fan. I cuckold at this. Read this joke before. Still funny. That's not bad. I'm a huge metal fan. Good ol' 135. Put some ice on it. Take my fan upvote. I don't get the joke here. Why is this even in a fucking jokes subreddit? My asshole friend can't even waft a towel. I have to teach him how to. A person's favorite number gets weirder the higher it is, unless they go the opposite way and it's a negative number. 1 is weirder than 1 million to me, as a favorite number. But I agree large favorite numbers are still weird. Really anything with 3 digits is uncommon. Yeah, anything over 69,420 is weird, I agree. FCK money can't buy happiness BS. What did you buy that made you so much happier? The most important thing money can buy is choice. With enough money you can choose to walk away from a shitty job or a toxic relationship. You can still walk away without money, but it's so much harder. My own apartment, flight tickets to Barcelona. I landed, had a blast, contemplated forgetting to leave. Having been homeless, let me tell you that just having enough for a roof over your head is all it takes to be happy. Anyone who says money doesn't buy happiness hasn't been poor. My first piano. It changed my life. My rice cooker. I don't have a lot of money, so it makes me so happy when I buy anything. Like the other day I got sushi, it was awesome. And I got a beautiful comfy beanie. Makes me happy, I'm wearing it now. Keeps me warm. Food, a bed, LASIK, my dog. I used to love joking about anal sex until I actually tried it. Sex 7 days in a row makes a whole week. Anal sex is something I can really get behind. Imbrulia if you let it. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am naked on the floor. At least now you have a perineum. This happened to me. Lube exists. That in my current relationship is the forbidden zone. A zone that I can enter into only on 2 days in a year. Her birthday and my birthday. Other than that it is a no-fly zone. Any violation of that airspace outside of the 2 days constitutes an act of war. It's a pain in the ass. Anal with cat ears to be his little sphinx tear. Anal is fucking shit emo. If you think of it, nobody says, he made love to me in the ass. Yeah. It's a real pain in the ass. You're the butt of your own joke. Time to play family. You wanna be the mommy or the daddy? Anal sex is ass fucking shit. My experience was shitty. In an age of environmentalism and cartoon reboots, it's surprising Captain Planet hasn't gotten a reboot. It's just one of those performances that no one can top. Don Cheadle really nailed the role. Captain Pollution bought the rights. Was Captain Planet even that popular in the United States? It was kind of popular here in Brazil, but not sure about the US. It would be hard to make a cartoon about environmentalism without also criticizing capitalism, and no large corporation is going to be on board with that. One side would scream about it being woke and the other side would say it's too soft. I looked into it. Apparently they are in the works of a film, but Warner Brothers Discovery is stonewalling it. They did a reboot with Don Cheadle. IDK what you were talking about. The problem is you can't teach real-life environmentalism without pointing out the IRL companies people's responsible for it, which would rapidly get political. That's cause we failed. 1.5 degrees achieved. It's harder to win an argument with a stupid person than with a smart person. I think trying to win an argument is the real failure in situations like this. Just share information with people. If someone really disagrees with you and it upsets you, just don't talk to them about it. Or don't talk to them at all. Your own sanity matters. Don't argue with an idiot. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Every dad. One of the most useful skills in life that almost no one works on is the skill of allowing yourself to be persuaded by other people's good, life-changing, powerful skill that most people actively avoid picking up. I would argue this point with you, but it's just not worth it. You can't outlogic a stupid person, so you just change tactics and do something like redirecting their stupid argument or just out-crazying them. This is how I determine whether I will have a discussion debate with someone. If you argue with a fool, two fools are arguing. Most bald people still own a comb. I need mine for combing the desert. Good one, not just bald people. I saw a rooster with a comb, too. A balding man buys a hat. A balding businessman sells you his comb. Comb hair to read puns, but it was cut short. Glad to see this for the 47th time. I use mine to comb the beach. Embarrassed smiley face. Let's not split hairs. Now. You never know when you're going to need to make a kazoo. This joke is baldest. I have a comb for my beard. Okay, so there this girl sleeping in religion class. The teacher asks the class, who is our Lord and Savior? The boy behind the girl pokes her with a pen and she screams, Jesus Christ. What did Adam first say to Eve? Madam, I'm Adam. And her reply? Eve. Back then they always spoke in palindromes, I guess. Our uncle jokes, why does this have a little Johnny ring to it? The last one she should have said, man FCK this kid. That's what most people with 11 kids say. I heard the same but with, if you poke me with the thing one more time I'll break it in half. The first thing Eve said when she say Adam. She say, Adam, that's good haha, smiley face. People that had sex with co-workers, how did that turn out? Fling with a sexy food service felon at one of my first jobs resulted in my first orgasm and my car getting totaled. I had resigned and was leaving the company anyways, but it was one of those classic hookups at a company party. Had fun for a while but then she decided to stop seeing me. I'm glad I had left the company by then, otherwise things would have been messy. Married that bitch. Had 3 kids. Don't tell her I called her a bitch. We worked together for a couple years and became close friends before we crossed the romance line one night after a lot of drinks. Honestly, it was and still is amazing. Happily married now over 15 years with 2 kids. I got fired and she got fired and all 20 guys she fucked while we were dating were fired. No good. She got with another coworker and is still with them. Had the chance to go on a date with a recent coworker but said went home and had a wank. Till Ariana Grande gets less than 10 of the royalties for her 2019 single 7 Rings. Most of it goes to the estate of Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein too, the songwriters of my favorite things. 10 of a gazillion dollars is still a bazillion dollars. Well, less than 10 is better than nothing. Looks at the Verve. Rodgers and Hammerstein are kinda the straight up theater royalty, insanely prolific, both of whom are dead, and it's actually the record company that has the rights that signed this deal. It's in the article but not the title. Also it's just one song. 7 Rings for the Dwarf Lords, in their halls of stone. The owners of the IP are being appropriately compensated for the use of their work. This is how it is supposed to work. Till in the 1980s, NASA had a 1-900 number which charged $2 for the first minute and 45 cents for each additional minute. It allowed callers to listen in on a mission status report and mid-flight press conferences, and thousands of them heard the Challenger explosion in real time. I'm so glad I didn't know about this as a kid back then, cause I might have run up an enormous bill. Space was my obsession back then. I was in kindergarten for Challenger explosion. Our teacher was having trouble getting the TV working so we could watch the launch. As she was playing around with it, the principal comes running in all worked up yelling to not turn on the TV. I don't remember the reason they told us. But we didn't see it. It was like 2 weeks before I learned what happened and saw the footage on TV at a friend's house. Till that NATO states would not be obliged to defend Hawaii if it were attacked by a foreign power. This is because Article 6's geographic ranges exclude Hawaii. Attacking Hawaii didn't work out so well for the Japanese. Similarly, the Dutch Caribbean islands, the Antilles or something, aren't protected by NATO either. Venezuela has done some posturing about taking the islands since they're like 100 kilometers from there. I don't think the US wouldn't intervene or anything, but according to public agreements, the Dutch would stand alone. This is why NATO didn't get involved in the Falklands War. It's not like anyone else in NATO, except the UK, could do anything for that defense anyway. Only the UK. France have a deep water navy, but France doesn't have much the way of resources to wage war in the mid-Pacific. The UK would lend support regardless of NATO. The name kind of gives it away. Mad shrugging. Till that Starbucks incurred massive losses and failed miserably trying to expand into Australia. I used to love Starbucks. Maybe 20 years ago. Then you paid maybe $5 for a piece of chocolate cake, but it would be a huge double-decker full of sugar and chocolate taste. Nowadays, $10 for a tiny piece of tasteless cardboard. Australia didn't miss out. We have fantastic coffee everywhere. Mass-produced chains can't compete. Italian migrants in Australia set the standard too high for coffee at a cheaper price. And in 2008, Starbucks announced it was shutting down 61 stores of 87. Apparently they've rebounded. According to the website, they currently operate 64 locations in Australia. I don't know. Maybe they're not full cafes or something? What is your I fucking hate this song? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no no no. Fight song still holds the top spot for me. Those are some dumb lyrics. Sweet Caroline is a bartender listening to drunks singing it poorly. All about that bass. Meghan Trainor, vomiting face. Baby Shark. Pharrell Williams. Happy has the opposite impact on me. 1-800-CARS-4-KIDS. K-A-R-S. Cars for Kids. You don't gotta go to work. But you gotta do the work. The first time I heard that song I thought I was being pranked because surely nobody actually listens to this bullshit. How wrong I was. Pretty much anything by Meghan Trainor. The latest Burger King commercial that off-key to listen to it, and now I refuse to go to Burger King at all. That goddamn Applebee's ad being sold as a country song. Good thing you asked this on a Friday. What is your best sexual flex? I was told by a bi lady that I eat pussy like a lesbian. I've gotten referrals. My wife's bed frame broke the week that we met. It's so easy to make me orgasm that I make all of my sexual partners feel like studs. I get you food afterwards. Last time I took my pants off in front of a woman, she looked me up and down and said fucking Superman, that'll stick with me for a while. Had sex with a girl, then the following day her best friend reached out to me to hook up because the first girl wouldn't stop talking about how good it was. That was about 5 years ago, and the second girl will still occasionally reach out of nowhere. After reading these replies, which are on average 27 galaxies beyond my wildest dreams, my current best flex is that most mornings I still delight in morning wood. Sigh. I have a mini fridge next to the bed so cold water and snacks are available immediately afterward.